This time he gets a treat. Alright, now that we got the space all cleared out, I'm gonna grab the boxes really quick. Alright, I think I got everything pretty much set up, but welcome back to part 8 of the world's biggest tackle unboxing. For this one, we got just a massive tackle warehouse unboxing, and that's pretty much it. I felt like it was only right that I wear one of their short sleeves again, so this is the one that we got in green. I'm honestly a fan of their shirts, mainly because they're 100% cotton, so they do feel really comfortable. You can sleep in them, you can fish in them. I'm honestly not even sure what I ordered because I ordered it kind of a while back, so it's going to be an unboxing for the both of us. So just bear with me if I say anything wrong or sound stupid. Just laugh at me in the comments, it's all good. Might have some JDM baits, but I'm pretty sure we did everything in that last unboxing, so if you haven't checked that one out, make sure you go and check out the big swim bait and JDM unboxing. That was insane. There was so many baits in there that were worth like $50–$60. So I'm excited for this one as much as you guys are, mainly because this is going to be a mystery for me as well. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the unboxing. Even though this box is open already, I kind of want to start out with this big one just because, like I said, I really don't know what's in here. It's probably stuffed full, and there's just a bunch of stuff that I'm sure I'm going to be like, oh yeah, dude, I remember getting that, or something silly, but I'm really excited for this box right here. Huge shout out to Tackle Warehouse first and foremost. They're just really professional, as well as probably having the broadest variety of stuff to offer, so I really have to hand it to them. Like I said earlier, I knew this box was going to be full to the brim, so I'm really excited to get into this. Directly on top, let's just start out with TopWater. We got us a couple different head and spooks. This right here is the Boyo, really small size. It's like some sort of speckled magic trout or something like that. And then I got a one knocker in this chartreuse silver insert. And then I picked up an unpainted one that I'd probably end up painting myself as a little DIY project. I figured that's something I would probably enjoy on the channel. If it is, be sure to look out for that. Next up, we got a scum frog. This is their trophy series in the watermelon red. Weighs ½ ounce. I mean, this is probably one of the best frogs to fish around scum, lily pads, hanging moss, really anything. I think it's going to come through a lot of cover, mainly because of the head design. It's a very soft and supple frog, and the hook points are kind of hidden inside of the frog right there. So again, it's going to be really weedless. It's going to come through cover really well because the head design and this color right here, watermelon red. Just going to be a nice classic frog representation. We got a couple Bagley topwaters. This right here is the Bagley Wake 1. I'm not exactly sure on the color, but it's just like this chartreuse kind of body. Almost looks like a bluegill or a sunfish. And then this right here is the Spintail. I believe it does dive about like 2 to 3 feet, but you can work it on top if you retrieve it just really slow. The faster you retrieve it, the faster you twitch and jerk it, the deeper it's going to go. You can let it pause, rise, sink. The reason why it's called the Spintail is it's going to have a little prop right here on the tail of the bait. It's going to help it kind of just create more water disturbance. Next up, we got some Team Ark baits, and this right here is going to be the TopWater blower. I believe it's the 115 size. Really nice, interesting looking color. Not exactly sure what the color is called. Let's see if I can find it. Bleeding Minnow. Bleeding Minnow. I don't know exactly why it's called Bleeding Minnow. I don't really see any blood on the bait, but these kind of baits are extremely effective whenever you're looking for a nice big topwater profile, yet it's still going to be pretty subtle. It's almost going to function like a pencil popper, so it's going to kind of like blow a lot of water forward, hence the name, you know, the topwater blower. I'm a big fan of Team Ark. I think they make some quality baits. I really like the hooks on these. I think they're extremely sharp, as well as the color patterns that they typically have seem to be really effective in most of the areas that I fish. Lastly, for topwaters, we picked up a Booyah Pop and Pad Crasher. It's just something that I started out fishing when I was a kid, and it just stuck with me ever since. I think they're really effective, so I do use them. And this color right here I think is called Night Train. So it's just like a black and blue. I do have different frogs that I fish now as I've grown up, but I still like to keep this guy on deck, just kind of in my back pocket, mainly because I think the profile does get bit. Next up for Team Ark, we got the Elite Z63 in 2.5 inches. This guy weighs 5/8 of an ounce, so he's going to be a little bit heavier than your standard ½ ounce rattle trap. And the color right here that we picked up is Golden Craw, so really nice looking color. So similar in concept, we got the CT35. This right here is just going to be a standard square bill crankbait. It's probably going to dive like 3, 4, 5 feet max, I believe. You can probably get it to like 6 foot on 10 pound. This color right here has been extremely effective for me. If you've watched the videos on my channel, you can probably see me smacking some 4-pounders with this. Definitely a couple 2-pounders, but yeah, this is a really nice quality bait right here. And the pattern we have is just a simple green gill. Really nice looking color. It's kind of got like a gold flash running through it, and then it's got some green as well running through the body. I ended up picking up 4 of them just because I had so much luck with them in the first place, and I figured, hey, if I'm going to catch a bunch of fish with them and then end up losing them, I might as well make sure I stock up. Moving on, we got some Yum baits, and this right here is just the Yum Pulse swim bait. It's going to come in two different sizes. We have the 4.5 and the 3.5. This color right here is called Chartreuse Clear Shad, and then this color right here is called Houdini. Two really nice looking colors. I'll probably use them as a trailer on a spinnerbait or definitely on an A-rig. And then we picked up a couple packs of the Storm 360 GT Search Bait. This made to be fished alone because it comes with a ball jig head, so I'll probably just do that. But a couple quick things to note about this bait: it has a built-in rattle, and then the jig head is made by VMC, so it's going to be quality black nickel hook, as well as it's going to have some nice looking colors. This right here is Pearl Ice. I picked up 2 packs, and I'm sure they're going to serve me well. This right here is just a 3.5 inch, 1/8 ounce, so it's going to imitate a bait fish profile really perfectly almost anywhere I go. Stepping on up a size, we have the 1/4 ounce right here in the color Chartreuse Ice. Quick thing to note about this one specifically, it comes with a bill, so it's going to almost behave like a scrounger, just kind of diving through the water column and swimming downward, allowing it to have a really nice looking motion that most ball jig heads don't have. And then we picked up some Storm 360 GT Coastal Little Swim Baits. I'll probably use these guys inshore fishing, saltwater, brackish water, really any situation that they call for. I believe the color I have here is Morning Glory, so it's going to have like a black and red flake kind of body with that chartreuse tail. And then we got the original Wild Eye Shad in the color Shad, 1/4 ounce, 3-inch bait. You know, just an original classic. Everybody's probably fished with these before. These are really effective for beginners, or if you're just going out fishing with someone and you don't really know what to tie up for them. It's pre-rigged. They can cast it out, retrieve it, jig it, swim it, whatever they want to do, and they're at least probably going to catch a fish. This right here is Storm's take on a rattle trap. So this right here is the Storm Arashi Rattle Vibe. Really nice, interesting looking profile on this bait. I haven't really seen many rattle traps that have this kind of look to it, and it says it has the self-tuning line tie. Never tried it before, so not exactly sure how that's going to work, but we'll definitely see how straight and true it runs. Then it has a single soft knock rattle to it, so that's going to give off a profile that most fish aren't conditioned to. Really nice looking bait right here. For the 2 colors I picked up, we just got bluegill, and this right here is called Dirty Shad. This is going to be more like clear water representation, and this is going to be obviously dirty water. And then probably the bait that made Storm popular to begin with, we're going to have the Storm Wigglewort. This right here is going to be Phantom Green Purple Craw, Black Glitter Chartreuse, and then Washita Craw. Mainly because I do go fishing in Washita Lake a lot, so I'm kind of curious to see how reactive the fish are to him. Quick thing to note about this little crankbait is he packs a punch. He weighs 3/8 of an ounce, but he gets around 7 to 18 foot, depending on what line you're using. But really nice looking bait right here. Stepping on up a size, we got the Deep Wigglewort. This guy's going to dive around like 10 to 20 feet, and I think it's going to weigh like 7/16 of an ounce. So you're going to be able to cast him pretty far for sure. He's going to get down to the depth that you want, and it comes in some really interesting colors as well. So this color right here is going to be fluorescent red, black, and I really like how they painted the bill there as well. This color right here is Phantom Green Crayfish. Again, I like how they sprayed the bill there. Peanut Butter Jelly Craw. Had to get it. You know, I had to get it. And then just a classic bone. Whole bunch of different crankbaits. They should cover pretty much every section, clarity, all that good stuff. And I've heard a lot of good things about the Wigglewort. Going back to some swim baits, we got the Ducket BD Swim. This right here is a massive hollow body swim bait. I'm probably just gonna make some like line throughs with him. I don't know if y'all can see this on camera, but there's like a massive black hair inside of the package. I don't know what that's from, and the package is sealed. It's stapled shut, so like I haven't opened this. I can't do anything about it. That's definitely not my hair, but I don't know, maybe you'll kind of give it some added flavor. This right here is the Live Target bait ball spinner rig. It's essentially like a little mini A-rig that's the size of a spinnerbait. It looks so interesting. I was like, dude, these have to work, right? And I picked up a couple of them. I'm yet to try them, so I'm really excited to show these off on the channel and seeing what we hook into. A couple quick things to note about it. It comes in a few different sizes. There's a small, medium, and a large. This right here is a medium, and it weighs like 1/2 of an ounce. For the color, we got Chartreuse Silver, and then this right here is going to be Purple Pearl Silver. You just throw them around like it's almost like a spinnerbait. Moving on, we got some 6 cent swim baits. This right here is the Whale in the 4.5 size. The color right here is really interesting. I think it's called Gill Dust, but it's got like a green pumpkin body with this purple kind of orange fleck running through it. I really hope the camera's doing it justice. For a 4.5 swim bait, it looks like it has a really nice profile. Nice thick body, so you could throw it on an underspin, you could throw it on a single hook, you could throw it as a trailer if you really wanted. I'm not really sure what the side appendages do. Maybe it helps the bait kind of glide through the water column, or help it stay straight whenever you're reeling it in, swimming it. But I like it. It kind of makes the bait look a little bit more realistic, and it does kind of look like a little mini whale, so I see where they got the name whale from. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of those gummy sharks I used to eat as a kid, but I'm sure it's going to work effectively. Staying on track with 6 cents, this is probably my favorite swim bait on the entire market right now, and mainly because it's got such a downsized finesse profile. It's got a screw lock jig head, so you're going to be able to hold up your soft plastic swim baits, trailers. Everything's going to stay on there like 20 times better. It has a 5/0 hook, so it's going to be big enough to actually get a good hook set in, but the downsize profile, again, it's not going to shy away any fish. And the color profiles on them are magnificent. So right here, I got black light. And let's see if I can just take this out of the package real quick and show you. So already, as you can see, it's got like these neon green eyes. It's got like a black, blue, and some purple running through the body. So that's like right up my alley. Dirty watercolor with some purple in it. Heyo. But it comes pre-banded, and I would just leave it like that until you're ready to trim off the skirt. So that way you'll have a more symmetrical jig. Really nice quality looking bait. Again, it's going to have a screw lock keeper in there. Really nice, solid, yet supple weed guard. And then that 5/0 hook is really going to be like a gaff. I wish I would have picked up like 10 of these. I only picked up this one, unfortunately, which was a dumb move on my part. But if 6 Cents wants to like reach out and send me a whole box, I'm not complaining. Lastly, for 6 Cents baits, we got the Speed Wake. Essentially, it's going to be like a jointed swim bait, glide bait kind of thing going on. But then it's going to have a bill on it. And you're just going to really cast him out, burn him in as the bait intends. It's called a Speed Wake. And you should be able to hook up on some really big fish. I've heard a lot of guides use this bait. This color right here, I believe, is called Rayburn Ghost. So it's got like a purple kind of ghost body with a little bit of silver fleck. I'm going to take them out of the package as well. But like I said, it's going to have that joint. It's going to kind of look like just a single jointed swim bait. It's going to have a bill right here. So when you're swimming him, he's going to probably dive about like a foot underneath the water column and cause a lot of wake on the top of the water. But the hooks look really quality. Nice big black nickel hooks. EWG kind of bend on it. So probably going to work really effectively at catching some really nice fish. And it sounds like it has a single internal rattle, so that's also going to be pretty effective. Again, that's the 6 Cent Speed Wake and Rayburn Ghost. And then we just picked up a whole bunch of terminal tackle from 6 Cents. So we got some size 1/0 hooks and then some number 1 wackies. And then I picked up 1 pack of these flipping hooks, just a size 3/0 to be able to flip like some finesse creature baits. Whatever anyone says, I'm personally a fan of 6 Cents. I always go off of my own reviews, and I think that their quality of stuff is pretty up there with the rest of them. Pulling out some more terminal tackle, we just got some Gamakatsu hooks. We got a couple octopus hooks in the size 1/0, and then we got some 2/0 and some 4/0 EWGs. Again, I'll probably pair those with some creature baits. Then I'll use this guy on like a wacky rig, Nico rig, and obviously you can use them live bait rigging. And lastly, for terminal, I found these Trapper tackle hooks that were on sale. They kind of looked really interesting. They have like a square bend in the hook rather than the EWG or just a typical straight bend that you're used to. But I picked them up because I wanted to see how they would function as opposed to other treble hooks and probably do some sort of a test on the channel. But it says that they're supposed to have some sort of superior pinning capabilities. I don't know, we'll see about that. Next up, we got a couple jigs from 2 different brands. We got Greenfish Tackle and then Nichols Lures. I'm a big fan of both of these brands. I think they make some quality baits. This right here is going to be a 1/4 ounce swim jig in the purple shad. And then this right here is going to be a 3/8 ounce skipping jig in the color Purple Haze. So purple shad, purple haze, peanut butter jelly, whatever. I'm sure you can kind of see a theme going on. My favorite color is purple in most baits. Next up, we have the bait that really made Nichols Lures popular, and it's going to be their spoons. And really, this one right here is probably the most popular one to go with. It's a 3/4 ounce shattered glass silver. 4-inch spoon. You're going to be able to fish this guy on striped bass, largemouth. It does come in a couple different colors and sizes. So there's like 4-inch, 5-inch, and then you even have like this magnum spoon. So for colors, again, we got that shattered glass silver, and I picked up 2 of them just in case I lose one. This color right here is called Purple Threadfin. It's going to have one side purple, it's going to have a yellow strip running through it, and then the other side is silver. Probably my favorite color right here. Again, all 3 of those are in a 3/4 ounce. Then we stepped up to the 5-inch spoon, so this one's going to weigh 1 ounce and 1/8, and this color right here is Golden Shiner. Couple quick things to note about this bait. It's going to come pre-attached with a split ring and a swivel, and then you're going to have that treble hook with that feather in it, so it's going to really have a nice action. It's going to flutter nice and smooth through the water column. And again, like I said, they have this massive size magnum spoon. What's ironic is this is their mini magnum, so I really don't see how this is mini. I'm guessing that it's only mini because there's like an 8-inch that's going to be even bigger. This right here is a 6-inch. It weighs 2.5 ounces, and the color right here is lavender shad. I honestly don't even know if I have a rod to throw this bait yet. I might have to go do a little bit of shopping, but I'm a big fan of big spoons, but this is like big spoon on a different level. I'm sure it'll catch big ones once I learn how to work it, but until then, it's probably just going to sit up on the shelf. Staying on the topic of spoons, but switching style, this right here is more of a jigging spoon. It's just going to be like a full lead spoon rather than a flutter, but really nice quality looking baits right here made by War Eagle. It's got a built-in swivel, nice looking scale pattern, and then some colors as well that I find interesting. I picked up 2 different sizes. We got the 7/8 ounce in the nickel color, and then I got a 1/2 ounce in purple shad. And the reason I really like these baits is because they come with 2 in a pack already. So if you lose one of them, you already got a backup. Or if you're out fishing and you're catching the snot out of them and your buddy isn't, you just say, hey bro, I got an extra one. You tie them up this, and you're all catching fish. War Eagle Custom Lures tends to make some really quality baits. Obviously the EWG treble hooks are a really big bonus, but the quality in them is unmatched. I think the paint holds up, the durability, the catch rate on them, everything about these baits is really nice. Moving on, we got a War Eagle buzz bait. This right here is a 3/8 ounce buzz bait in the black purple color. Then I got a single Colorado blade spinnerbait by War Eagle, again in that black purple color, but this right here is a 1/2 ounce, so I figured I'd probably throw him around at night, dirty water, really just trying to represent a bluegill or create a silhouette. And again, it's going to come with that multi-coat epoxy paint, so it's going to hold up way better than any other spinnerbait blade that you're going to have. Next up, we got a couple of their traditional spinnerbaits. So this right here is going to be the 3/8 ounce in the color Silver Shiner. It's going to be a double willow blade. And then this right here is going to be a 1/2 ounce in that double Colorado blade with a white gold color. And then the major plus with these spinnerbaits is that they're plated in 24 karat gold, so it's going to hold up way better. It's going to have a nicer shine. The action on it's going to probably be a little bit better as well. And obviously it looks like jewelry, so can't complain about that. And lastly for War Eagle, I picked up one of their finesse spinnerbaits. So same kind of thing I mentioned earlier about the blades. And this color right here is going to be called Sexy Purple Shad. I believe it weighs 5/16 of an ounce. A hidden key I'm going to give you about this bait that not a lot of people think about is it comes in a 5/16 ounce. You're not going to find many spinnerbaits in a 5/16 ounce. And whenever you're flipping and pitching, most people don't even flip and pitch a spinnerbait. This right here is a finesse spinnerbait, so it's perfectly made to come in and out of cover. If you flip and pitch this spinnerbait through wood cover, you're bound to catch some really nice quality fish. Still staying on topic with spinnerbaits, we got the Covert series by Booyah. This color right here is JC Special, and I believe it's in a 1/2 ounce. I believe that the blades on these are high quality as well. They're made by Hildebrandt, so they're going to hold up really well. They're going to shine really well. I mean, Jason Christie is the master of the spinnerbait. Everybody knows that, so he definitely probably knows what he's talking about and knows what he's doing when he made this bait. Moving on to a bait that's essentially like a downsized spinnerbait. We have the Underspin. This right here is by Mustad, and we got it in a couple different colors and a couple different sizes. If you're unfamiliar with what an Underspin is, it's essentially just a jig head right here. It's going to have some sort of a keeper, and then some sort of a blade on the bottom side of it. Could have a Colorado blade. This one right here has a willow blade painted silver. If you had to pick up one size, I recommend getting a 1/4 ounce. These two right here are in a 3/8 ounce, and I believe it's in some sort of a chartreuse shad color. And then a bait that I think has been shadowed by the Underspin for a while now. This right here is the Tailspin. This specific one is made by Lunker Hunt. For colors, we got Gilly and Chartreuse Glow. Two different sizes. This is a 1/4 ounce and then a 3/8 ounce. So the difference in fishing this as opposed to an Underspin is probably going to be more like you're fishing open water situations, they're batting at it, you need a treble hook to get a good hook set. Also, if you feel like they're hitting a blade a lot on the Underspin, then switch to the Tailspin. It might increase your hookup ratio. And lastly, we got the Acme V-Rod. Pretty much just a classic simple blade bait. You're going to cast and retrieve this guy. He's going to imitate like a small bait fish profile. Or you can vertically jig him, suspended over some bass, but really effective little blade bait. It's probably going to put off a little bit of a vibration. And the color scheme on this obviously was really interesting. That's kind of why I got it. The name on this bait is kind of sus. It's Pony Boy, but I thought the color was interesting, and I have a lot of like silver and chrome, black nickel, all that kind of stuff blade baits. I didn't really have any colored blade baits, so this is a really nice painted blade. That completely does it for the first Tackle Warehouse box. Let's move on to the Stanley Ribbit box. First on the Stanley lineup, we have their buzz bait, which is called the Ball Buster. The color is black and blue flash, and the weight is a 3/8 ounce. I'm going to assume it got its name because the two metal balls right there that are hanging on the wire probably going to hit up against that blade, causing a lot of commotion. Pretty interesting name. It's made in the USA, so the wire's probably going to hold up really nice. Color's probably going to hold up well as well. I am a fan of the jig head they have designed there. It has like a flat kind of profile, almost like an arc or a skipping jig. Now the main reason Stanley's popular is not because they're hard topwater baits, but it's because they're soft baits. And these right here are going to be the Stanley Top Toads, which probably gave them the rise to fame that they have now. Extremely effective soft kind of topwater buzz bait essentially. We got a 3-pack in the color Cane Toad. The best ways I can recommend rigging these guys up is going to be on some sort of a double frog hook with a screw lock. I believe Stanley does offer one in their lineup. Then we have the popping hollow body toad. I'm going to take one of these out real quick and show you what the difference is. But pretty much, instead of having just, you know, a nice walking style head, it's going to have a popping style head. And you're meant to just kind of chug him along, almost like a topwater popper. But the back is going to displace a lot of water with those feet. Next up, we have the Stanley Ribbit. So it's going to have that full body rather than the hollow body. But it is going to have flanges on the tail there, so it's still going to be different than a horny toad or something like that. The two colors I can recommend you, this is Wild Shiner, this is School Bus. Easily my two favorite colors in the lineup. If I could just have two, it would be these two. Stepping on up a size, we got the Stanley Bull Ribbit. It's going to be a 4-inch toad rather than a 3.5 inch. As well, it's going to have a little bit more meat to the body there. But pretty self-explanatory, just going to be a topwater toad. Comes with 3 to a pack, and the color right here I got is called Black. Hey, that rhymed. I'm a poet and I already know it. Next up, I picked up a whole bunch of these Stanley Ribbit poppin' toads, but they come pre-rigged with that double frog hook we were talking about. That's kind of why I picked them up, mainly because I don't have those hooks, but also because, you know, I'm kind of lazy and they do the work for you. I'll just kind of run through the colors real quick because we got like 6 of them. So we got cricket frog, gold shad, river toad, black, baby bass, and bluegill. And again, these do come pre-rigged. They're going to have that hook right there for you. It's going to have a screw lock on it. They're going to rig the first one. You're going to be able to open this up, immediately start catching fish with it, and then once you're ready, once you've ripped up the first one enough, you're going to go ahead and switch them over to the second one and continue to keep catching fish. Once you've fished both of them, if you somehow manage to keep your frog hook, then you'll just have a free frog hook to use on other top toads. And lastly, again, same concept but with the top toad. This right here is ET toad and wood frog. These are 2 of my favorite colors that the top toad comes in. I believe that they're probably the coolest looking colors, as well as they're probably the most effective where I fish. You definitely could get them and try them out. Let me know what you think in the comment section or something. You know, just tell them Simon sent you. Again, it's going to come pre-rigged in the 2-pack. It's going to come with the hook. Everything that you need to start catching fish immediately. Big plus, they're made in the USA. The hooks are amazing. If I had to pick a favorite between the top toad and the poppin' toad, I'd probably say the top toad, but a lot of people would say that the poppin' toad's more versatile because it can do everything that this one can, but it can also pop. So don't be afraid to give them both a try. Let me know what you think. Obviously, I think they're really nice quality baits. Otherwise, I wouldn't have picked up so many of them. I know that they work. I know that they catch fish, especially in areas like, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, whenever I'm fishing stocked ponds, they love these. Like, stock fish love a poppin' toad. I don't know if they're like pre-feeding them Stanley frogs before they're even born. Like, it's crazy to me, but you can catch some really big fish on these. That's the end of part 8 of the world's biggest unboxing, Tackle Warehouse Edition. Honestly, this was a lot of fun, and it definitely was a mystery. I don't know what I was thinking ordering a lot of this stuff. I definitely was probably just up way too late, but yeah, it was a fun one. I kind of like the assortment of baits rather than just streamlining one brand. If you're looking for a link to find any of this stuff, colors, baits, all that good stuff, it's going to be in the description box down below, so make sure you please check that out, as it's going to help continue to support me. And yeah, I mean, it'll allow me to make videos like this for y'all in the future. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you'd like to see next. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this one. I know it was kind of a long one, as all these are. It's the world's biggest unboxing, right? It wouldn't be fitting if it wasn't. I appreciate everyone for being here. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure you're staying tuned for part 9 of the world's biggest unboxing. See ya!